Hello and welcome to the weekend edition. I'm Dr. Kingori. Now, this week I stumbled upon a very interesting piece of information. A very interesting fact, by the way. Now, one of the reasons State House was built on a hill was to avoid floods. But recently, the president's residence was on the news for being flooded. So if you saw the president with red eyes that week, it was all swimming. Hakuwa maji, ilikuwa maji. Hapo unaweza mtetea. Kabisa. And I find it interesting that for the better part of the first quarter of this week, Kenyans dealt with acute water shortage. Actually, the water levels of the Ndakaini Dam, which supplies 85% of water in Nairobi, went down to 25%. And so has the water levels in the bodies of a human being. A human being's body is 70% water. But the levels have gone even lower. That's why Jimmy Gate could not access his tears on Friday on the trend.
I'm human. I got hurt.
It's true.
I felt really bad.
70% inamaanisha iko hapa. So Jimmy Gates water levels imefika hapa. So ameinama hivi ndio afikie machozi, but he couldn't. And so if he wanted to shed tears, angeinama kidogo. And I find it confusing that one moment we don't have water, the next moment we have too much water we can't even control. What's going on? Why is there so much disparity in one place? Now, water shortage can be blamed on so many factors. One, deforestation, poor infrastructure, and the ladies who stay in the bathroom for more than 2 hours. What are you doing in the bathroom, in the shower, for more than 2 hours? Be like men. An average man spends 4 minutes in the bathroom, and every minute is accounted for. The first 2 minutes is deciding whether to shower or not. You ask yourself important questions. Ni lazima. Kwanza, you also consider all the factors that are zinapelekana na kuoga, like can't sivai white why. Mbona nijisumbue? After all, you do mathematics. Naweza ruka leo, kesho nioge mara mbili. Na kama kunaweza nyesha, you skip. Hauwezi yoga mara mbili, uoge alafu uende unyeshewe. That's bad mathematics. And that's, by the reason why most men don't carry umbrellas. That debate goes on for roughly 2 minutes. And you ask yourself very fundamental questions. What's the worst that can happen? Mtu atanipeleka wapi nisipooga? Si ni mimi. Exactly. And what value does it add to your life? And then 1 minute goes to testing the water to see if the body, the temperature matches your body temperature. Ndio ingie kwa maji, if it's safe to go in. And then kuna 1 minute specially allocated to kukaa tu kwa bafu, ukingoja mtu asione umetoka haraka. So, yes. But still, all said and done, men are still credited for the best water conservation shower technique.
Essa é a olha aqui, vai se banhando, água na boca, ó, aí você faz só, ó. É devagar, é devagar. E aí você vai balancando.
That's genius water economy. Unaoga na kasuku moja. And that, I think that should be effected into a bill. We have Budalangi MP, Ababu Namwamba. He can tell us if he can propose that. Now, the other leading group in water wastage is the government. This technique is used in protest because the government knows people, especially men, don't like to shower. Hawa watu wanakimbia hivyo kwa sababu hawataki kuoga maji baridi. Hakuna story mingi. Actually, this is the present day Maji rebellion. Why do you think fear in Sheng, hiyo kuogopa, is called kuingia baridi? For real, very consistent. Now, despite the water shortage we face in the country, turns out it's not like we do not have water. There are solutions. We have several water sources in this country. Turkana is one of the driest parts of the country, but in 2013, scientists discovered 2 water aquifers in the area that can supply the whole of Kenya for 70 years. 70 years. Now you understand why they are marginalized. Wako na maji lakini hawana maji. From 2013, surely, they could be using that water right now, but why are they not using the water? Marginalization. Na si Turkana peke yake, Central Kenya holds the Aberdare Ranges, which is one of the country's major water towers. But there is a problem of deforestation. And you see, in Central Kenya, they talk of deforestation. No, that's different. Watu wa Central Kenya wao kata maji na kukata mti. No, wait. Wait. Wao kata mti juu ya kukata maji. Now, serious, don't think about that. Ukambani is also known for its aridity. Kukauka. But then wao ndio wanasemekana wako na watermelon. Now, so basically, we have adequate water sources in the country. So Kenya hakuna shida ya maji. Maji iko. Shida ni process ya kupata hiyo maji. And that goes to infrastructure. Central Kenya alone supplies 85% of water in Nairobi. And they still have enough for themselves. And interestingly, they do not face floods. I know most of you will say that it's because of the geography ati huko kuna mlima, but no. State House pia iko kwa mlima. And the president had to swim to a UN meeting the other day. Yes. Central Kenya does not face floods. Central does not face flood for one simple reason. They know how to use excess water. Excess water inaenda kwa pombe na supu. And there's a clear distinction between the two. Hence the phrase, pombe sio supu. Pombe na supu are two different entities, which further explains why that part of the country, ladies from that part of the country are known for cooking everything with excess soup. In fact, this is a picture of a man having supper in Murang'a. For real, huyu jamaa kona ugali kwa mkono moja, hiyo ingine anatafuta samaki. And in case you're wondering, history ya kuweka soup mob kwa chakula is the reason most people say mademu wa Central Kenya ni wa supu. Presently, yes, imagine, we have all that water, yet 17.3 million Kenyans lack access to clean water. And the sad thing about that is, dirty water kills more people than all forms of violence combined, including war. Na hiyo si mimi nimesema. That was said by the former Secretary General of the UN, Ban Ki-moon. That was in 2010. Can you imagine that? Dirty water kills more people than all forms of violence combined. Now I know why when MPs fought in parliament, walimwagilia na maji. I know hii kumwagilia na maji explanation could be because politics is a dirty game, so mnasafisha. But then, water is a very relevant subject on the show, considering our show airs before 10 p.m. That's the watershed period. And water is such an important resource, such that the effect of lack of water are so serious. The effects are so serious that it can cause brain damage, it can cause a heart attack, and if that's not serious enough for you, now imagine this. Lack of water can turn Professor Hamo into MCA Tricky. Seriously. And in 2015, the Water CS, Eugene Omalwa, revealed that the government loses 10 billion annually in water wastage. That's projected to be over 150 billion by 2030, and could be even more if we continue like this, baptizing people with buckets of water instead of drops like this. We use water like this because you never know what you have until you lose it. In some arid areas, it's only baboons who know where water is. Baboons, seriously. So bushmen in the desert, huko Masahara, they use weird techniques like blackmailing a baboon to get water.
Mahala Khadi goes to have a closer look to see whether his prisoner is ready to talk. He decides the brainwashing has worked, so he sets him free, knowing that in his condition he won't care who follows him to the secret reservoir.
You see how hard it is for some people to get water. Sisi we have so much water mpaka tunatumia kwa salamu. Ati water gwan. Water is not a scarce resource. This is actually the point of this show. Water is not a scarce resource. 80% of the earth is covered by water. If lack of water really is the problem, how do you explain this?
Hii ni water.
The reasoning, maji yenye inakuja kwa hiyo pipe ni kidogo.
So lack of water is not the problem, as you can see. The problem is access, storage, and use. We take a short commercial break. We'll be right back with our guest, Budalangi MP Honorable Ababu Namwamba, to help us break this down even further. Welcome back to the Weekend Edition. My name is Dr. Kingori. Our subject on the show tonight is water, and our guest on the show, coincidentally, was born at the source of the River Nile in Jinja, Uganda. So I guess alikuja na maji. Ababu Namwamba, Honorable. Karibu sana.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show.
Asante sana.
Hey.
I'm glad to be here.
After the launch of the Labour Party, umekuwa chini ya maji sana. So tumekuleta juu ya maji. Yes. What did you do? How did you manage kucheza na hiyo story ya maji na mkamalizana nayo once and for all?
If anybody were to ask me,
Yes.
My greatest achievement as a representative of the people of Budalangi,
Yes.
I would definitely, without a doubt, without hesitation,
Yes.
finger the reduction of the flood risk.
You grew up in Budalangi, first of all.
Yeah, I am a country boy. I am a village boy.
Na hii kizungu mnatoanga wapi? Yes.
The people of Budalangi,
Yes.
wamechanuka. I'm just a microcosm of the people you'll find in Budalangi.
Okay, so
Back to floods.
Yes, back to floods.
Back to floods.
Before even we get back to floods,
Yeah.
you're a very brilliant lawyer. First of all, you hold a master's degree of international law from Washington University College. I don't
American
even know.
University, Washington, D.C.
Yes. Then you also hold. You're also a student leader from Nairobi University,
Yes,
and
University
you
of Nairobi.
also hold a black belt.
They say it's University of Nairobi, not in Nairobi University.
Okay, University of Nairobi.
University of Nairobi, yes.
And you also hold a black belt. But hapo tuko sawa. I'm also wearing a black belt. Yes. Already.
I love this guy.
Hey, tell us about, why do you need a black belt, Mheshimiwa? That was before you got to parliament.
Especially after I go to parliament.
After you go to parliament?
Yeah, I mean, you saw people's sins being washed away with water.
Uh-huh.
You don't want to be caught by surprise. No, but that's a joke.
But where were you?
I'm kidding.
I know. But I was heading to where were you when that was happening? You know,
I was in the house,
when
actually.
you represent tuko juu.
No. It really was a disgusting sin.
Yeah.
Absolutely disgusting.
But why would you go practice how to beat another human being?
That is for self-protection, self-preservation. Have you ever heard of a man called Hobbes?
Yes.
Hobbes.
No. But then
Self-preservation really is at the heart of every
self-preservation.
every animal, especially
it's
human
just for
beings.
self-pride.
Self-preservation, self-protection, and also
Just-
for fitness.
Just walk around town
I mean,
counting
looking
wewe
fit.
kukufanya vibaya. Wewe pia.
Ogopa.
No one would even come to compete against you in the next election because they wouldn't beat you.
Come on. That's wicked pride.
Thank you for mentioning that on the Weekend Edition. Turudi kwa maji.
Yes.
Turudi kwa maji. What was the strategy? How did you come to stop the floods? And do you even have a strategy on how to use the rainwater?
One of my motivation for going to Parliament really was to be part of the solution, be part of finding a lasting solution to this challenge. And so, without a doubt, I would say our greatest achievement over the last 10 years that I've been in Parliament has been to drastically reduce the risk of floods. And we have achieved that, and that's why for the last 7 years, we now see floods on TV. Yes. We see floods in Mombasa, we see floods in Garissa, we see floods in Nairobi, Narok, and other places.
And you're happy to see that,
we are very,
that was us.
No. We are we actually the other day when there was a flood in a very bad flood in Nairobi, in parts of Nairobi, I gave Kidero a call.
Yes.
And I told him, Bwana Governor, arrange a study tour to Budalangi, because they'll find what you're calling a strategy.
Yes.
And indeed we have had initially we had a 5-year strategy, which we then escalated to 10 years, and it is a cocktail of interventions. One, we installed a digital system. It's basically an alarm system.
Okay.
There's an alarm system that would...
To tell people to run, water is coming.
You see, initially,
Yes.
people would be taken by surprise. When I was at the University of Nairobi, a friend of mine used to joke that if you lived in Budalangi, you sleep in your bed, unalala chonjo, eh? Unalala chonjo, you sleep on the edge of the bed with one foot hanging, okay? Yes. So that just in case it flooded while you are asleep, the foot will be able to detect the
So
water.
that was the analog detector.
Yes.
Okay.
Before the water reached the bed.
Okay.
No, it was that bad. It was really that bad.
Actually, I think that should be analog.
Analog. Don't you just love this guy? No, so this system was intended initially for early warning. So initially, or at the beginning of this whole process, that would enable us to do interventions, like evacuate people, evacuate property, and basically be prepared to deal with the risk.
And will that solution, what you did in Budalangi, will it work for Nairobi?
It is, every area is unique. When you go to a place like Holland, sluice gates and giant dikes work for them.
Okay.
You come to Budalangi, dredging of the river canal, of the delta, and what is called river training, those artificial canals, work for Budalangi. If you come to a place like Nairobi, you would want to invest in drainage. Nairobi is one of those cities in the world that just has a lousy drainage system. And that's why any little rain in this town floods the city.
Blame someone. Blame someone. Blame someone. Blame the Kidero, Governor Kidero has some drums. Blame something.
No. I wouldn't want to blame one person, because this is a problem that
Blame
has
two people.
this is no. You see, this is a problem we have had for a long time. The managers of this city over the years are all to share the blame, including Kidero.
All the
because when Kidero became governor, one would have expected that among the first things he would have done would have been to invest in a very swift system to deal with drainage in Nairobi. He has not. Okay. I hope that if he gets re-elected, or whoever gets elected after August 8th.
Tell him with that face, that anger face.
You. If you get elected, re-elected rather, or whoever gets elected.
That's a very big if.
No, it's an if. Okay. You got to find a way to fix drainage in Nairobi. Because, and you can learn one or two things from Budalangi. Actually, I'll host you in Budalangi for free. By the way, I want all these guys to be my guests in Budalangi in December this year.
Yeah, sure.
We have a beautiful thing there called Isambo Beach Carnival. You know the beaches in Budalangi?
Yes. Do you have
beaches
a lagoon?
in Lake Victoria?
We
can shoot this show in Budalangi on Bukoma Beach during the Isambo Beach Carnival in Budalangi.
Can you make that happen?
Yes. Let's make it happen.
Let's make it
happen.
Ebu jisifu kwa hii kamera kidogo. Just praise yourself. Have a moment with yourself as we sign out. Say something yako. Say, this is your moment.
This camera?
Yes, this camera.
I just talk about myself.
Yes, talk about yourself.
I'm the quintessential epitome.
No.
Let us download.
Yes, download.
Tushuke ngazi kidogo.
Yes. Nikifanya hivi unashukisha kizungu kidogo.
I'm a living symbol. Yes. I'm a living symbol of the words of Eleanor Roosevelt. She was a one-time first lady in the US, and she said, "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams." The future belongs to those who believe in the future of their dreams.
What of those people who have nightmares?
I am a dreamer. I have always been a dreamer. From the days when I was a village boy growing up in Budalangi. You're right, I was born in Jinja on the banks of the River Nile. But I grew up in Budalangi, went to primary school in Budalangi, but I've always dreamt big. And I have always believed that you are the size of your dream. You dream small, you will remain small. You dream big, but then you are a dreamer too. Look at this show. You must have dreamt this. I mean, wicked.
Thank you.
Wicked.
Thank you.
It is so wicked.
That's very...
I mean, I love this show. And I'm sure everybody here loves this show.
Yes.
It's a fantastic show.
They really do.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. They make big sacrifices on the show too.
Yes.
Umemaliza kujisifu?
No. Yes. Let me finish. Let me finish by saying that I want to tell any young Kenyan out there
Yes.
that dream big. Do not be afraid to dream big, and do not be afraid to chase your dream, whatever your circumstances.
Yes.
But whatever your achievement, remember, patience, humility, the good old hard work are irreplaceable. And above everything else, respect. Respect yourself and respect others.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa. Thank you very much. That's it for the Weekend Edition. My name is Dr. Kingori. See you next week.